A little jet sweep to start the drive.
He'll get this up to the 34, and a good lane opening up right away for him. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. First carry for Raheem Mostert. The linebacker C.J. Mosley in on the stop. This defense for the Jets, they had certainly had their struggles to start the season, but they put it all together in getting that first victory a week ago.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to pass. Tua. Caught. It's Wilson. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
A legacy player in the NFL, Cedric Wilson, 602 yards last season, nearly beat his father's best season when he played in the league. The Miami Dolphins, they're betting that Wilson can surpass not only his dad, but become a big-time player in their revamped passing game. Nice catch there for a first down.
And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Tua. This is caught. Touchdown, Dolphins. Raheem Mostert. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side.
And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it, but I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case they failed. Now the pressure back on their offense to pick themselves up and negate the touchdown that was just given up.
On 1st down, Wilson. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. The sack there by Bradley Chubb.
Coming off of a Pro Bowl season 2020, many of us were stunned when Bradley Chubb had 0 sacks in 2021. That did come in only a 7-game season due to injuries. Cause for some concern, but he also had 19.5 sacks in his first 2 years as a full-time starter.
44 yards on the ground for him so far.
You've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. And they'll send the slot in motion left. On 3rd down, Wilson. Going up top. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Tua going to throw. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off, and the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right, it felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Buried behind the line by Christian Wilkins. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
To try again after the sack. Wilson going to throw deep for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man here is Conklin. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A very important 3rd down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Breece Hall His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are an extra point away from drawing level. And there the counter play proves successful for the touchdown. What typically makes a counter play in general successful, Charles?
Well, what you're trying to do, Brandon, is to get the team moving in one direction, meaning the defense. Get them going in one direction and then roll them off with your blocking and bring it back in the other direction. That way, you don't actually have to punish them with your blocking. You just position them. And if you have any kind of a good back, he'll take full advantage of it and gain good yardage.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go back to the ground, this time Mostert. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Tua will get this into the hands of Mostert. On the move past the 40. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb, that is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. And the slot man goes in motion left. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now, because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. He's going to look deep for more. And this is caught at the 20. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
I don't care what level of football you played. This one was a universal, wasn't it? When we were kids and we played touch football, remember we get in these positions and you just say, everybody go along and hope someone will come free.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense up to the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Christian Wilkins. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So Wilson runs off, and now they will go to the man they call Greg the Leg, Greg Zuerlein. A 33-yarder from the left hash. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Here we go. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. Well, Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick 6.
And Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In the case of a defense, they wanted to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Here we go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Tua sets up to pass it. And this one too low.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have, it's chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions maybe in the back of his mind. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Right through. Black shot. Hey, please.
Here's Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Carl Lawson able to record his 5th sack of the season. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. The Jets have Braxton Berrios back deep. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. 34 yards on the return. But for a moment, looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Noah Igbenogany. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. It's Tagovailoa from his own end zone. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. 33 yards that time.
Now that certainly solidifies how to attack this 2-minute drill right before the half. I don't think they were going to try and run out the clock, but now after that big play, their thoughts are certainly of trying to score and get some points before the half.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
Boy, that was certainly well read defensively, and the key to any screen play is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle it for just a short gain.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Now Tua. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
He's put up numbers in this one by pushing the envelope a bit whenever he could with deeper throws. But let's play a little philosophy here. Some plays it works, sometimes they're ready for you. And that time, they were on guard. Incomplete.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to gallop the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away, and it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room. Wilson's throw here going to be caught by Wilson. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here at half number 1. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Moore, the man in motion. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. He's got the connection to Moore. The broken tackle, but couldn't create much space. Down just beyond the 35. His second catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's 2nd down. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. And he's got his big tight end here. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That's good for a Jet 1st down, a gain of 13. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this 3rd quarter. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the 2nd quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Philip Dorsett hauls it in. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam. But notice how he keeps his head on a swivel, looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw. And going deep for Hill. And incomplete on the deep ball.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Down inside the 10. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A very solid gain of 27.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Here's Mostert. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw here. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Rookie Jermaine Johnson going all the way from last chance you to now dropping NFL quarterbacks.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Way back at the 17 now after the loss. It's 3rd and goal. Looking to pass. Tua. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill from 17 yards. And the Dolphins have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Sanders on for the extra point. It's up and good to make it 21-17.
Makes the score Dolphins 21, Jets 17.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Throwing is Wilson. He finds his man complete. It's Wilson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. The 71 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
A throw over the middle taken in. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 30. Here's Wilson. He's going to air one out. And this one is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Back to the ground with Hall.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains.
This has been a good drive so far. It's been a running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Paul again.
They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Well, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They go play action with Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking him.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up 4th.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Zerline's kick is up and through, and that'll bring him back within a point.
So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Tua going to throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch, but still,
no yardage.
Okay.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked up by Jordan Whitehead.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Well, this has been a bit of a tough game to figure out when it comes to him throwing the football. He's got the 3 touchdown passes, but now, Charles, this is a 3rd interception.
And those aren't really numbers that you'd like to see balance out. In a normal ledger sheet, if you can balance everything, you feel good about your day. But as a quarterback, you need your ratio to be more like 3 touchdown passes to 1 interception.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Wilson. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Good work there, holding him out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Oh, it's a jet sweep. Here's Davis. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Corey Davis, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jets have taken a 4th quarter lead. Big play coming now for the Jets as they'll set up to go for 2. And he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Ready?
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter.
Now he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
Here we go. Here we go. Black shot.
Now on 2nd and 13. Tua. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Jets are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Give to Hall running right.
And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Officially nothing on that one, no gain. So they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now, to stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go.
And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the 1st down.
Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready? Break.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
They'll run straight ahead with Wilson.
And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
On 2nd and 9, Tua. And going deep for Hill.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead.
And the Jets are going to get the football here at their own 23. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time, it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's a defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
From the 29, Wilson. And he'll go right back to Moore, complete again. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And 3rd and 1 now.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here's Hall.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on first down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on, because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line.
On the set. Hey. Hustle.
A toss left side for Hall. And he'll have a Jets first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score. Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Wilson wants to throw it. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
Now Wilson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
And the Dolphins are going to have it here just past the 25. My, how the tables have turned now. They were trying to salt this one away, but that interception, potentially a game changer.
And I just got to think to myself, at this point of the game, I know you've been aggressive. I know that's your MO, and that's fine. And all those teams that talk about all gas, no brakes, you better have the emergency lever to pull occasionally. They could have used it.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Tua to throw. Connecting with Hill.
And he is out of bounds right around the 34.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Tagovailoa.
He is going to find Hill here. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
Back to throw is Tua. And no, incomplete. They can't convert. So they tried to bump the lead up to a field goal. Instead, it stays at 1 here in the 4th. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle.
Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. Picked up by Noah Igbenogany.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, partner, this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick 6 on the other side, and now they get a pick 6 of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick 6 from earlier in this game.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and it finally kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked up by Xavier Howard, and the Dolphins have just about sewn up this